Alrighty. G'day guys, I'm Liam from QUIVR and I'm here with Luke Brazier, who is a DJ instructor and a member of the QUIVR family, a QUIVR collaborator. And we're going to talk a little bit about Luke's upcoming Hear the Sun event. Do you want to just tell me what that's about to begin with?
Oh, it's just an open air, daytime into nighttime dance party. Musically trying to cover a lot of bases, everything from jazz to dub to minimal tech.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the daytime into nighttime thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. Why daytime?
Oh, there's just not enough like day parties, I think.
Yeah.
We have the best weather here in Brisbane and I don't know, I just wanted to like use that. And a lot of it's to like not everyone, people want to dance, but not everyone wants to stay out, like go into nightclub territory and stay out till 3 a.m. So
Yeah, totally. And a lot of people probably just can't. Like I imagine people who work at night or people with young kids or something like that.
Absolutely. So a lot of it was just making it like more accessible to those people. And then having a day party that sort of moves into the night just gives you this opportunity to explore that that transition and what that feels like the sun going down with music and dancing, and then the lights start to come up. Like that's awesome. So I'm really excited to sort of explore that.
Yeah, that's great. And are there any events that you had been to or that you'd seen maybe online that kind of inspired that, or that is almost like a North Star for you for this event?
Yeah, it's funny, like most of my experiences with events that I've liked have actually been a lot bigger. Like I had great experiences with big sort of outdoor music festivals.
Yeah, cool.
Especially before like the COVID period. And just something about people being there like all day and so keen for it is amazing. And sure, like it's on a big scale, but my thought is that we can recreate that on a smaller scale. It's not about it being big. It's about like kind of intimacy. If you have a smaller space, but you have, enough people to fill it, I think you can get the same effect.
Yeah, you can make it feel that big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. And so tell me a little bit about the DJs who'll be spinning at the event.
Yeah, so it's got myself and Holly will be playing. We're gonna do what we do. We're sort of playing first, so we'll kind of warm things up. We both have a tendency towards like a lot of the same sort of stuff, but like even there's a bit of a punk edge, I think, to both of our sounds that I think we want to kind of explore, but always on the like funky, like jazzy side, especially if it's early on.
Yeah, fair enough.
After us, we'll be having David Versace playing, who's just like renowned like local jazz dude. And like his sound's going to be so sick after us. And then moving into Squidginini, who's another sort of like jazz sort of artist in town, like soul artist, and also like known for like excellent taste with like tech house, like minimal stuff, which then brings me to the next DJ, Quincy Raw, and same sort of thing, like going further down that path of like techiness, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
So I just think the order of things is going to be really enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. I think that sounds already like the sun going down.
Yeah.
And everybody gradually having more drinks and popping off a bit more. Hey?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And can we rewind then and talk about how you first got into DJing? Like what was the first thing that made you want to try it?
It was about how I felt on a dance floor with like-minded people. It was particularly at bigger events where no one really knew each other. Yeah. And there'd be this like camaraderie. We're all here for the same reason, and it's just like feeling of mutual love for each other. And nothing else made me feel like that. And I was like, I want to kind of help create this for other people.
Yeah.
And the words that I remember that went through my head, like that moment of like, I've got to do this, was like, I just want to contribute to this somehow. Yeah, no, it was a really like actual clear memory. There was a real moment where it happened.
Tell me about it.
It was that like Splendor in the Grass? I think it was like 2018.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was just, they had like this stage just for like dance music.
Yeah,
yeah, and I don't know, the rest of the festival was happening often, around it.
Yeah.
But you could see the same people were just drawn to this like dance floor situation. Yeah.
Yeah, like you found your people.
Yeah, I feel like I found my people, and I didn't have to, it's not that I had to talk to them or like, know them on social media or like ever see them again even. But it was like, this is it. This is definitely it. So yeah, as soon as I got home, I was like, I don't know, straight to like buying gear. What do I need? Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Nice. And so as soon as you got home from that, basically you picked up some gear and started trying to learn to DJ. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Like some cheap like little controller. Like so this is like, would have been the end of 2019. So it was literally just, I think QUIVR was just almost a thing, or I hadn't heard about it yet. Yeah. So there wasn't really access to like gear yet. Like you had to just buy it. Yeah. So that's how I started, just on like some cheap stuff,
Yeah, nice. But then obviously QUIVR did become a thing, and you got into the family pretty early. Tell me about that. Tell me about your first experiences at QUIVR.
Yeah, it's kind of like a funny-ish story. It was during COVID that honestly, like my mental health had like spiraled, like during all that period of having to sort of stay indoors. I wasn't really working much. It was kind of a difficult time, and had a hard time. Like my social life had just plummeted. I wasn't talking to anyone at all. Naturally. I think a lot of us were dealing with the same sort of thing. Yeah. And even the thought of like coming to a place like this, it made me so anxious. Yeah. But eventually I kind of plucked up the courage just to come here and do like a practice session. Yeah. And maybe I'd meet the people who run it and see. Yeah. By the time I got here, I was so nervous just about, I don't know, nothing. Was.
Well, you just hadn't seen anybody for so
long.
Yeah.
COVID, yeah. Exactly. It was a kind of it was a vulnerable time for me, and that's when I met Holly. Yeah. And Holly was so like warm, and like she knew immediately that something was off, and just we had this moment. I think it was just here, but it was way before any of this was built. Yeah. Where we just sat down and like had a chat, and like I just told her, I'm, kind of going through it at the moment. Yeah. Like I just met you, but I'm just gonna like,
just unload.
Yeah. And I think like that, I don't know, we just connected on that. Like immediately, she was so warm and like welcoming and made me feel great. So that's how my story here started. I guess.
That's great. And so then after that, were you just coming back and doing more practice sessions and some live streams and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was like one other practice session, and then it was just like live stream after live stream. Yeah. Like I was trying to do it like at least every fortnight, probably more. Yeah. And it was fun. I really didn't know what I was doing. I almost kind of hate that those mixes are still up on SoundCloud. I like see them. I'm like, I hope no one listens to those. Yeah. But and that was kind of the key, I think, was just, and what QUIVR was doing and what they still do is when you do live streams, they're promoting everything that you're doing. So it's just this constant, like, if you just show up and keep doing it, you kind of, people remember you, and you're just putting yourself out there so well. Yeah. So honestly, like worked a charm.
Yeah, that's great. And I imagine that all of that kind of thing where you're here in person and meeting people like Holly and, people who are coming in to do their own live streams and practice sessions. I imagine that's partly how you sort of develop a network to be able to put on an event like the Hear the Sun event, where you've got a bunch of different DJs. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is like a hub. Yeah. And anytime you come down here, you know you're gonna run into someone you know, or you're gonna meet someone new that's like inspiring. Yeah. And that's what we really want this place to be, you know? Yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah. And so now you're also now a DJ instructor here at QUIVR. How did you get started on that?
You know, I think it was Holly had seen my journey of being this like scared little like person. Like, and I don't know. I think, I think I was great for the job. Yeah. Because I know what it's like to be the newcomer who doesn't know anything. And, so yeah, I can't remember exactly how the job sort of kicked off, but,
I'm not surprised that it did work that way though. Cause as you said before, like your first experience at QUIVR was, you know, initially you were quite scared, you know, not feeling not ready for it. And then you're welcomed into this place of encouragement, you know, building confidence and things like that. I can totally see how, having had that experience and gone through that journey specifically at QUIVR, do you draw upon that experience as a teacher?
100%. Yeah. Like all the technical stuff, like learning how to use the equipment, like that's the easy stuff for me to teach. Like you can sort of throw that out and it's fine. But the tricky, or like the more important stuff is creating that welcoming environment for people, and getting all walks of life come through, and having to adapt the way you do that. Like how do you create that warmth? Yeah. So yeah, it's all like I'm just following Holly's lead a lot of the time. Like really trying to pass on what she sort of gave to me. So definitely. Yeah.
Do you feel like you learn from your students as well?
Oh yeah. In so many different ways. Like one obvious way is just the music they show me. Yeah. And like broadens my taste like every time I do a course. But we just have some of the most like inspiring people come through who are like, I don't know, all like I said, like all walks of life. Yeah. It's just impossible because it's impossible not to be to learn things from these people. You're in such a little intimate space for like 5 weeks. Learn a lot, like all kinds of things. Yeah,
that's great. And to go back to the sort of the confidence, the welcoming environment, what does that usually, I know you said that it's different for everybody, but what does that usually look like when you can tell that somebody's picking up the technical aspects, but they're, you know, feeling self-conscious or they don't have the confidence? What's your sort of go-to for that?
Oh, it's hard to say, but that's a common thing too. Like people, it's like they think then they're not getting it or something. Like I'm like, you're killing it. I think it's just that, like, just encouragement. Like that is so good, like what you're doing. And usually, it's the whole class is doing that for this person. That's what a class ends up becoming. It's like this group effort to get everyone kind of feeling confident. A lot of the time, like it's more the other students that are like pushing. So
like
I don't know,
kind of, you know, everyone's pushing each other to, to achieve what they can see in each other, I guess.
Exactly. So like my job, I think is just to kind of like create that vibe, like from the start, like I don't know, like maybe because maybe I noticed this person likes this kind of music and this person's like this kind, and how can I like, oh, that's, you know, that's similar, and like making those connections within the class just makes the job like so much easier.
Cool. And what have been some of your favorite gigs that you've done since becoming a DJ?
Wow, that's nothing. Honestly, nothing will beat it's kind of like it was maybe my second like official gig, but my first, I feel like real one. If that makes sense. And it was playing just out there, out in the lane. Just the excitement of it was insane. It was like walking out to an already like established dance floor. And the people were just there for a party. It was nothing else but like a Laneway party, so it was just packed. I don't know. There's like nothing's felt as good as that, but there's been like bigger things since then, and like playing at like I don't know festivals and stuff like that, which are like crazy experiences. But I think too, one of the things I've learned about myself over the years is how much I love intimacy more than anything. And like, I almost, as like the DJ, I don't want to feel disconnected from the party. So if it's a smaller event and like, even if the DJ booth is like down with everyone else, like pretty much on the dance floor, like those are my favorite. Cause I feel like I'm just with them. Because otherwise you kind of feel like you're missing out.
For sure. Well, it speaks to what you said right at the start about before you got into DJing yourself, that it was that connection with a bunch of strangers who you don't have to talk to, but you're all connected. And so I can imagine you don't want to then learn all these skills as a DJ to remove yourself from the party.
Exactly. Yeah, that actually makes it like, now I'm thinking that might explain like when I'm playing, if I've ever played on like a big stage, sure, it's like pretty exciting situation. It's, something to remember.
Yeah, of course.
But it's, to me, like not ideal because you're just totally separated from the crowd. And it's like, that is like not what I'm doing. This is not why I wanted to do this. So like, definitely like the intimate stuff where the DJ is just another like element of the party. Like it's another equal element of the party, like just as important as all the dancers, as everyone else,
Exactly.
So
and you don't want to throw a party that you then can't go to,
Exactly.
And what about DJs that you're listening to at the moment or that you're excited about? Who's out there that that's really caught your attention lately?
I'm so all over the place with influences at the moment. To be honest, my friend Zach DJs and produces music is Quincy Raw. He did this set. I had this like little party not long ago, and he finished the night with this set that just absolutely like melted me. And like I'm still like, oh, what did he even do? So
what kind of music was it?
It was like the set kind of went all night. Basically, it started with like real dubby stuff, but when it was his moment at the very end, it went into this really like experimental, like minimal kind of tech and like tech house. It was really, really, really gentle and like angelic. So stuff like what he's doing at the moment, really inspiring.
That's awesome.
me.
And he's going to be DJing at the Hear the Sun event, right? Yeah, cool. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, then definitely come along to the Hear the Sun event.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm here with Luke Brazier. Thanks for joining me for the very first At the Bar chat for QUIVR. We don't even know if that's what it's going to be called yet, but we are at the bar, so that's what I'm going to call it for now. Thanks heaps for joining me, man.
No worries. Thank you, dude.